traditional. We actually have many different portfolios that we learned, both in the fintech space as well as the technology space. So having a portfolio all the way from government, that we have quite a number of government contracts, from Singapore to a lot of areas of e-commerce, banks, as well as large enterprises towards more crypto related in the last number of years. We realized that if we could really implement blockchain into the traditional space, we could really make a difference. And following an ecosystem partner, we basically work with many different partners, as you can see around here. We basically work with many different partners, as you can see around here, inclusive of Bassid, especially area of security, which is one of the biggest concerns that everyone will have when we start putting things onto the blockchain. So let me cover a little bit on what's the current state of e-government as well as blockchain spending. Just this year alone, we basically have about $1.4 billion spent in the blockchain space, and this is poised to grow to approximately about 11 billion in the year 2022. That's almost a growth rate of 78% on a year-on-year basis. That's almost a growth rate of 78% on a year-on-year basis. And in the areas of segment for spending, the largest area that blockchain has very much been invested into in the areas of spending is areas of banking and capital markets. And at the same time, e-government, it's very much highly looked upon, close to 10% spending that they feel there's going to be a lot of benefits that blockchain can bring to the space. So, one of the highest growth that we see very much in the blockchain space in areas of identity management. Everything starts and boils down into the identity. By being able to keep the identity safe, secure, and we're able to identify that the person, it's really very much who he say he is. That's when we can start build a lot of applications onto identity. Whether is it from business use cases, towards voting, towards asset management, and all things of the likes, everything boils down to ID. So imagine that today, right, if governments are able to incorporate identity, not just the cards alone, which you put in your wallet and eventually over time will fade. Imagine if you're able to introduce identity, your passport or your ID, in less than 1 second, with higher security, with lower costs, and yet still be able to implement this all across the nation. The amount of impact that the governments are able to create, especially in places that are developing and unbanked, will basically really change in the next number of years. So, we're able, using blockchain, to assist a lot of use cases in governments to become more secure, much more cheaper for implementation, and at the same time, be able to allow many different use cases in the future moving forward. So just 1 year ago, there were just about 50 over blockchain projects that's been implemented. Just this year, there's about almost more than 202, and that's more of a growth rate over 70%. There are more blockchain projects being implemented around the world, and you'll be starting to see more of this increase in the next number of months and years. What we did basically was we did a study of what were some of the key areas that we could basically categorize for e-government projects, and broke this down to 4 key areas. That includes identity and personal records, asset registry, business and social services, as well as financial services. What we then did was we actually broke this down into some of the existing projects that were implemented all over the world. Whether it's from Estonia to Japan to US, Switzerland, and the likes, we broke different e-government projects into these 4 key categories. Why? Because we feel that if we are able to start very much with this and start implementing all these different projects, there's going to be a lot of benefits that we can provide. Yet, we did a number of case studies, but I won't run through this because of the interest of time. And as much as we see that a lot of governments are moving into implementing blockchain projects, this trend is starting to increase. As you can see just in the last number of weeks. There's a lot of other projects in the e-government space, whether it's from Venezuela to Australia and the likes, that people are looking into to use blockchain to really create more benefits within the space. Yet, as much as there are many key benefits and a lot of projects being run in the government space, there are still 2 key challenges that we've not overcome. The first one is in areas of technology or technical challenges. A lot of people are still using the Ethereum network to run specific smart contracts as well as use cases. And I'll share a little bit on what challenges we have in this space shortly. The second challenge we have is very much in the policy space. where they actually implement specific policies because many different nations around the world are still figuring out how do we actually classify blockchain, crypto, and things of the likes. So today we are here very much to look into the areas of how we're able to solve these key technology challenges. So one of the things that we do at Vision is we focus on technology as a core. We believe that creating good technology and basically implementing it in the right places, we're able to make this difference. So to give a simple example, in the areas of three key problems on a technical level that is still not very much scalable in the blockchain space, mainly areas of cost, speed, as well as scalability. So today, if we make a typical transaction, say on Bitcoin, it's going to cost us $1.50, on Ethereum, approximately 50 cents. And today, we want to actually make transactions to buy a cup of coffee using Bitcoin. It's going to basically cost us $1.50, and we're going to have to wait for at least 60 minutes before we get a confirmation. In terms of scalability, Bitcoin can do just about 7 transactions a second and Ethereum 35, right? Which is very much limited. So what we basically did was we focused on these 3 key things to be able to create a very cheap, scalable, and cost-effective blockchain technology. We're able to make transactions in less than 1 second, scale up to 20,000 transactions a second, able to keep costs less than 1 cent. Then comes the other area of security as well. And this is an area that we're looking very much to work together with Bassid with their proprietary splitting and combination technology as well as encryption technology, not just on the blockchain layer, but very much on the layer above that, where they're able to take very critical, mission-critical information, very high privacy information, and split that into multiple different nodes, and eventually encrypt that and be able to call upon that as and when they require. So, I think I pretty much covered most of my slides already, but I'll just touch a little bit more. So, using very much these key areas of key benefits that we have very much implemented in the space, we actually have implemented a number of e-government projects around the region. We just recently won a tender with Malaysia and Brunei government for wills and inheritance. So the idea is that when someone passes on, it's able to basically put his desire onto the wills and management space. You want to make sure that all his assets is being given to the right person. At the same time, the government has played a factor into this area to make sure in the areas of estate planning, wills and inheritance is being done properly. In the area of UK, we've been looking to the space for pollution management, where what they wanted to do is basically manage and track where all the waste for plastics go. By the year 2050, we're going to have more plastics in the ocean than fish itself. And what very much environmentalists want to do is be able to track that if today I find this plastic bottle in Antarctica, where did this bottle came from? Who was the manufacturer that manufactured it? Which logistics it goes through? Which retailer it ended up to? And how did it actually end up in Antarctica? So by implementing all these different blockchain technologies into the space, we believe that we can start to impact the world positively one step at a time. So, having identified a blockchain, we're able to make it permanent, secure, and decentralized. And the key benefits, we're able to do instant issuance, highly secure, scalable. It's a foundation for e-governments, as well as able to adopt modern technology. With that, we are then able to build multiple use cases and applications on top of that, whether it's in the areas of blockchain for e-government services, to tracking blockchain assets, as well as blockchain financial services. So we just want to give everyone a little bit of understanding within this particular space. Together, we hope to work with Bassid to really create this vision of bringing the benefits of blockchain to the world reality. For that, thank you very much. Have a very good evening. Merry Christmas. Thank you.